No, the funny
Mhm.
thing is, it is spot on 11. This is normally what happens to us because no, because what normally happens is somebody is like either I'm late, I ain't wake up fast enough, or we have technical difficulties. This is why we
Mm.
say we're gonna start at 10 and we really mean 11. You said the
Was
same
like,
thing
"Imma
this morning,
meet you in the
and
mi" I said I was gonna meet you in the middle.
right, and then you said that, and then I actually got up at 8. And I called you. I was like, no, I'm ready. I got this stuff. Then my stomach decided to mess up, so I had to go bathroom. Then
Understood.
then you had all the technical difficulties. Usually it's on my end, and I'm just like, you know what? This is just how our normal routine goes when we try to film this thing.
It is what it is. We can't do nothing anymore. Oh, oh, notorious. Woo! Ow. Sorry.
Interesting.
Um, so
Hmm.
yeah, so that was a thing this
Oh, yeah.
morning.
Trust me, we have technical difficulties doing this thing all the time. It is hilarious.
Sad but true. Sad but true.
Pretty much. Okay. So we're gonna start it like this. How was you?
Mm. From what I can say, it was interesting. We had our office party. It was good stuff.
You know we speak in code and we can't say what we
All day,
really want to
every day.
say. Mhm. Basically, Sheila had a Lifetime movie event.
Oh, not even gonna talk about it.
Mm-mm. No, that's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say,
Mm-mm.
let me explain it.
Just think corporate
Corporate life,
bureaucracy.
corporate Lifetime movie event. That
Corporate
is
bureaucracy.
corporate bureaucracy with the Lifetime movie event title just going that way. Now,
Hmm.
that is all we're going to say, and we're not going to say anymore. Let your imagination run. Now, so
Hence why I'm always trying to find my way out my company. But I like my keep this in mind. I like my company. I
mhm.
just can do more than my company.
Oh, no, 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 no. See, I actually had a counter to that. We will always say that we're going to look for better and more because we know we can do better and more.
Speak
It
the
doesn't
truth,
it
girl.
does not mean
Yes.
that we do not like the job that we are in. It's just that we know we
Hmm.
can do better and more. And this is what you
Hmm.
should strive to all the time.
All day, every
Just
day.
to just to do better and more. Just because you're
Hmm.
in a position that you happen to like and you make decent money, don't mean that you have to stay there.
Nope.
This is how all them CEOs and stuff keep climbing and doing stuff just because they can. So why can't you?
Thank you. Thank
That's
you.
what I
You
said.
have to.
I had a counter to that. And I'll give you a perfect example that she didn't even know that she did that. Now, one, Sheila does this for years and she don't know she do it. Well, okay, if you watch the last episode, have us arguing about how we are here and Sheila's about 10 years down the line. Yes, we've been having this thing. Now, the thing is, what she doesn't realize is that she gets an idea in her head, whether it's her idea or God that says, do this. Now, what happens is she never likes to do anything alone. So eventually, once she does it and understands it, she drags the rest of us with her. So, wait a minute. You think, no, she doesn't do that. That's what she says. She does not do that. Yes, she does. I have proof now. I have a master's degree. I was not planning on that. I was not looking for that. I have a freaking master's degree. Her cousins, her brother, all have degrees. Even if it's only an associate's, that is the bare minimum.
Yes.
She will nag and nag and drive you up a every level wall, do the dang paperwork for you. But you're gonna get this degree. She don't care if it take you 1 year, 2 year, 10 years. You're doing it, and you can't say that she's not doing it because she's going to another degree now. Enough said. And mind you, that's not just family, because I know me and her, we family. She does this to her friends. She does this to her co-workers. Damn near does it to a boss about everything. I
I'll
dare
buck him
you.
more about church.
That's not the point. That is not the point. It's not about school. It's about what you think, and then what
Uh,
everybody else do. I just use school because that was the fastest example I could give. I'll wait because at this current moment, I'm waiting for you to lie so I can see that lightning bolt come hit you on the head.
I wouldn't even lie. I wouldn't even lie. I probably might tweak a little, but I wouldn't lie. I would say she's
Sheila,
what she said is spot on.
your
Um,
tweaking is lying, and you know this.
that's not lying. It's reiterating.
Sheila, Sheila, you cannot spin this. I know
Well,
you are the spin queen. No.
well, no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I wouldn't. Like I said, I'm not going to change anything you said per se. Um,
Mm.
I don't
This
know.
is when the
I don't.
lawyer
I
part
wouldn't.
of Sheila comes out.
Yes, very much so. I wouldn't call it that. I would. I would like to add. It's not that I don't want to do things on my own. I just feel like if it made sense for me, everybody should do it.
Again,
So it's
I
more
said
like
what
the
I
Pied.
said.
It's more like the Pied Piper.
Again, I said what I said.
I know, but I want to give some context. It's more like me being the. I will fully confirm. I am dominating, bossing, but I am more of a Pied Piper. I'll start swinging and singing. Do, 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 do. You should do it too. Because
It
she
is
knows for
a
a fact she's already gonna be doing her PhD. She knows this. She knows this. She'll cry. She'll
maybe not.
argue. She'll whine.
No, I can
But before
honestly
96, she'll have her doctorate.
no. I no. See, there's the difference. I'll have a doctoral, not a PhD. That's two separate things.
But she's still gonna have one above a
No,
master's.
that I know. I will probably go for a doctoral program later, but I am not saying I would want to do the PhD because even in my field,
Yep.
don't see the point of what it. No, I mean honestly, for me and what
No,
I
no, but
want
that's a
to
good
do,
part.
yeah, I don't see the point. The doctor, yeah, I get that. That I get. I can understand that, no problem. The
Mhm.
PhD, I'm like, what? It's just extra letters for what reason? I honestly see it because you know why? I'm basing it off the fact of what I see at work and going forward, and the
Ah, people
higher
that you,
ups.
the examples you see.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
So the examples I see, I'm like, I understand it, but do I really want the headache at this current moment? I can't see it for myself.
Understood.
Hmm.
Understood. I mean, I could definitely see because of what you do currently, but of what your possibilities for you in the future, I could see you going into public health, um, or something in the health field because you already are in the health field technically, um, but in an education aspect right now. Um,
See, I wouldn't
but I could.
necessarily. No, I wouldn't necessarily do the health route because I have seen it and I know the people who work in hospitals and stuff, and I understand with them. And I'm just like, not so much. I do see more of the education route.
Yeah, I was thinking of a health. Sorry, I was thinking of health more in the social work health.
Oh no,
Uh,
no, that yes. See, you have to say you've been thinking more of the therapeutical health.
yes, 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 yes,
See,
yes, yes.
when you said health, I'm thinking
Well,
medical health.
no,
See,
because
I wouldn't do medical.
yeah, no. See, and the sad part is like, oh, here, and it's good that we're talking about this because it's actually going to go into. I have a feeling that this is going to go into whatever the heck I'm reading today as well.
This
Just cause,
happens every
just
freaking
cause,
week.
just
If
cause.
you don't think so, watch last episode.
Just exactly, just cause it just normally ends up being that way. But I
Yeah.
think when we as people start to deep dive into certain studies or certain theories, we start to realize that they are interchangeable or
Mhm.
very connected. Because I think we've, as human beings, We tend to compartmentalize things in a
Mhm.
way to separate them, when
Mhm.
in truth, they really should be more unified.
Mhm.
Because, in my opinion, mental health is medical health to me. Yes, I'm not operating, I'm not using a scalpel, right, to cut open anything. I'm not injecting you with some serums or whatnot. But theoretically, you are. Like, I'm cutting
N
in and deep diving into your psyche.
No, no, no. I understand what you're saying, medical, but see, in my head, I have the
Right.
conventional way of thinking it. That's why I said therapeutical.
Mhm.
Because in my head, therapeutical means the mental health, and that's the medical part. But if you say medical, I am going to think medical social work, and that is more of that side, and then maybe even psychology where you do prescribing of meds and stuff. That's why I said I have the more conventional way. I understand what you're saying, and that's why I'm saying to clarify for the people out there what it is, because yes, it is mental health is medical because you need that has to be part of your interdisciplinary team. So when you do stuff, so that'll make sense because this can affect your whole body.
Yes. It's
Hmm.
so important to people. I think the reason why I'm so uh, um I've gone down this path, because I feel like there's such a stigma when people talk about, still, about mental health.
Hmm.
Um and I feel like it shouldn't be. People shouldn't be afraid to speak up and say, "Yeah, I'm dealing with X, Y, and Z. Yeah, I have to do X. I have to go here and I have to take this and do that." It shouldn't be, "Oh, don't please don't shun me," because I have a mental problem.
Well, no. See, what happened is we are still dealing with the generations that made it a problem because they're still here. And we are dealing with the
And in charge.
no, 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 not even here in the charge. We're still dealing with the that's the word, symptomatic oppression of that. Because I'm talking about from like 1800s in the Middle Ages and the Dark Ages that didn't understand that this means something different. That if you are slightly different than what they deem is normal and proper, you are there's something wrong with you. There's a devil in you and things like that. So we had to
Yeah.
deal with that that has been ingrained into our system. And now
Mhm.
it's coming up with this newer generation that they're like, no, we are going to break this generational curse and tell you the truth about things. So we're in the middle of a somewhat civil war pushback. You want to say about it of how you talk about mental illness, how you treat mental illness, and how the health field and stuff has to go forward. Because if you have been looking at the news and all kinds of stuff for the last few days, the earth is on fire. What the F is wrong with these people? Because I don't even know if Sheila know all about this. Now, so in the last week, let's see what happened. Korea decided to declare martial law because he was stupid, and then Parliament said no. So basically, I equate that to he
Yeah,
pulled
that
out
I saw. That
no
I couldn't miss.
that well, duh. Basically, the Korean president decided to pull a January 6th and try to make
But
it,
in reverse.
but in reverse, didn't work. Then the then the French government semi collapsed. It's oh yeah, I saw that on TikTok too. Then the CEO of the wait a minute, the CEO of the biggest health company on the planet right now got murked. And
The
wait,
sad part.
wait, I'm not. Wait, wait, wait. Let
Go,
me
go, go,
finish
go.
this whole thing. He got murked. He got murked so bad that his board was having a meeting at 8 a.m. They stepped over his body and still had the meeting. Yeah, that's why I said I know you didn't hear that part. They did too. They walked around it, went in there, and still had their meeting at 8 o'clock because he was gunned down by 7:20. No, he's gunned down at like 7. About 7:20, the ambulance came. They went around him and had the meeting at 8 o'clock. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Oh, TikTok was on it. The TikTok news reporters were telling it, and then after that, the regular news backed up what the TikTok people said. Oh yes, that's the way it's going down. Mhm. 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 Oh
What?
yes, yes. Oh, oh
You
yeah.
couldn't even have
Mm-mm.
some decency and push things back?
No, they had their meeting,
Was it that?
and mind you, the meeting was about trying to get him out.
Well,
Mhm.
then who hired the hitman? Who hired the hitman? Because the sad part is he wasn't even one of the top paid in the health industry CEOs.
Mm-mm.
There are other insurance companies that are bigger than theirs
Mhm.
and who got more money than he does.
Mhm.
He was at the lowest of the low of the top
Mhm.
CEOs.
Mhm.
How bad were you
Mhm.
as a human being?
Oh yes. Oh, then the other thing that I
I
heard.
feel bad for his family.
Eh,
I do
di-
because I'm like, that's your child.
di-
Like, if it's your parent still alive, your child got gunned down
no,
in the
no, no.
street,
I understand. I
and
say
people walking
eh.
past your child.
No, no, no. I understand. I only say is
Mm.
because I don't know you. I don't understand you. You know.
Right, 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 right.
So I'm like, I'm
It's
not
that I don't really I'm not really close enough to you to have that type of empathy.
v- close enough to you. I didn't know you existed until you were murdered. That's why I'm like, I don't have anything for it because I don't know anything past a headline. So I'm not gonna put something on something I don't know because that's
True
not
that.
fair. No. Then the other thing was, like I said, the world's on fire. So Blue Cross Blue Shield, right? I don't know if you heard this one. They said they're gonna stop paying anesthesiologists. Oh, let me explain. Let me explain. Let me explain. So now, what they said is, if you're in surgery, right, and they allotted a certain amount of time, after that certain amount of time, they ain't paying them no more. So if you say you're going to do surgery and it says 3 hours, right, and something go wrong past that, and the surgery go longer, they're not paying for the rest of it. They're not paying for. Sorry, excuse me. They're not paying the anesthesiologist for the rest of it. So you get 3 hours. So if it happened like you had a complication and it takes 6 hours, they're not paying for the other three.
So the anesthesiologist ain't gonna actually have to do it then. Because if I'm not getting paid, I'm not dragging you up. So you want people to die, or, or are you just hoping that the conscience of the anesthesiologist is gonna outweigh that?
They might have reversed that decision because when it came out, when I talk about the backlash,
Because
they
you're gonna pay
said
me for
you.
my work, or else I
They
ain't
said
working.
because anesthesiologist was up there. That's like, why are you blaming us when it's something happened and the doctor has to do more work?
Yeah, stop paying the doctor.
Hmm. So
Don't pay the
and I'm.
surgeon.
Yeah, but I think they reversed it, but I am not sure just yet because I haven't seen too much on it.
Unity, people.
Since it.
Let's get
Hmm.
together. Let's make some sense.
Hmm.
Let's make things make sense.
And that's why I said the world on fire. I don't know what's going on with everybody. And then everybody talking about TikTok going away with the ban. Now, so oh no, this seeing videos on that. I'm talking about the world on fire. So now I call BS. Reason I call BS is because
Mm.
let me explain. They have put this on. They had Costa's ban. They passed the ban like a long time ago,
Mm.
right? And they kept pushing it back because it's still going in courts. Now they're
Mm.
saying now specifically the reason why I call them BS because I'm like this is kind of weird when they specifically say that it will go in effect January 19th, the
You
day
know
before.
why?
Would you let me finish? Because I had this is why I'm calling BS. The day before Trump gets inaugurated. And we know Trump is the wild card, do whatever the F he wants. So, what is it that if he might want to keep TikTok? No, no, I'm saying this is my conspiracy theory coming on my head, and they still just want to get rid of it. Now, already, even though everybody is running scared, and my big thing is it's a social media platform. It'll just come back in another iteration and do something else, or they could do what the government wants and get a U.S. shell company to say that they're running it, and they're the parent company and don't do nothing because they do that all the time. Mob got clear blueprints of how they do that all the time. They do what they want. Am I wrong? I'm not wrong. Then also, so now today, while we were having technical difficulties, I was running through the TikToks, just doing my normal scroll. And wait, there is another app that they have as their sister company called Lemonade 8, or Lemon 8, which is basically TikTok. And I already seen some creators saying, here are all my handles of everything I do, and Lemonade is already there.
Just in case.
Just in case. So I'm like,
Does it also work with Instagram?
oh, Instagram is owned by the government. You ain't know that?
Oh, I know. That's what I'm saying. Because TikTok works with Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
Facebook.
Mm-hmm. Because, well, remember, Facebook and Instagram are owned by Mark Zuckerberg.
Yes, I know. I be hitting that meta universe. So
Mm-hmm. So what I'm saying is, chill the fuck out. Wait to see what happens. Because ever since the orange crayon got elected, everybody has slipped and bumped their head. I am like, no offense. We are black people. Or at least I am. I am a black woman married to a Korean man. I kind of, and I'm also a social worker. So I kind of understand how this social thing works. And you're going to pick up and do what you got to do because that's how I was raised. And this is how we've been trained our whole lives. Breathe and make it work. I am just saying, if you're having your anxiety and panic attacks, please see a mental health professional to help you with this. Because you panicking and sitting here like, oh my God, what we gonna do? What we gonna do? Is not making a plan to make sure that you get through. You are allowed, no, you allowed to spaz and have your time. That is okay. You are not allowed to stay there. You are to make plans. You are to execute plans. And when that plan don't work, please have the backup plan to your backup plan and an alternative plan. Sheila knows that I do this all the time. I got a plan, I got a backup plan, I got an alternate plan to the backup plan. And just in case, then I have an emergency phone call, break glass, crack. We black. This is what we do. Not
yes,
okay. We black. We indigenous people of color. Even the white people. I'm talking about the cool ones that we actually like. Not them other white folks that are stupid. Because you got.
and some of them other colored folks that are crazy as well. I'm
Oh
gonna
wait
put
a
them
minute.
right up in that joint.
Oh no 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 no. We got the people we like
Right?
that have no. Okay, I'll put it in two camps. People with common sense that choose to use it, and the others.
Yes,
We
I'm
don't care about the
agreement on that one.
we don't care about the others. We're talking about people with
Common
common
sense
sense
people
and choose to
to
use
use it.
said common sense.
Yes, sir.
That is what the F I am talking about. That's why I'm like, every time we get these conversations, political, this, that, and third, like we talked about it the other week. Remember, Sheila, how I don't like talking about stuff, but
Mm.
I actually still stay informed and know what I am talking about? That's this. I was like, no, I still pay attention. But I'm a lurker. I wait and see. I watch you. I see what the crazy people do first. Then I move. Because you're not going to see me coming. I'm over here playing chess. Y'all over there playing marbles. No. Mm.
Ah, and it's like she don't have nothing to say, people.
I've just been watching this unfold for the last few days and going, the F? Okay. Because I'm like, the
Lord
world
have
on
mercy.
fire. Because I was just like, what in the world? Because the last few days, I'm just like, and then my husband is like, you see the news? I was like, huh? Because that whole Korea declared martial law. I was like, because he told me
I
that.
was like, where did that come from?
I'm like, Korea for what?
It's like,
Because
was that North Korea? But then when I was looking at it, I was
mhm,
like, oh, it's South Korea's president. I was like,
mhm, that's what I said. See that face right there was like, I am confused.
yeah, I
And
think a
what?
lot of people were. They were like, what the heck is going on?
Oh, everybody was confused. Then come to find out, oh, he did it because he being investigated for corruption. And he's talking about how there's too many North Korean sympathizers. I'm like, North Korean sympathizers? We had a whole war about that.
You literally sitting in a Cold War with 40,000 U.S. troops sitting between y'all.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like the F.
So it's like one of those
Yeah.
things like, don't you want to be sympathizing with the citizens of North Korea who actually don't want communism?
Right. Oh, this is what is okay. I'm gonna do the intro in a second, but this is what I was saying. Yeah, I know. But this was funny. He said to protect the democratic so to protect South Korea's democratic stuff, I'm going to declare martial law, which means the government is in control of your democratic.
I know. I was like, how is that democratic?
You are going to declare martial law,
Right.
which means the government controls everything. There's a curfew. You do everything,
Right.
which is communism.
Controls the news, controls everything.
To make sure you stay democratic. Please make it make sense. Because by definition and logic, even by emotions, that don't make no sense. Cause
It
I'm
didn't.
cause I'm confused.
You weren't alone.
And everybody else was confused.
They were like, yeah, no, we're not letting this go.
So to save your life, I'm gonna get a gun and shoot you.
Right, right. Uh, It's like,
Um,
how about that again?
how does the bullet ripping through my body and ripping up organs save my life?
Yes, girl. Explain that one.
Yeah,
Let's see if
I
our
want.
readings today going to explain some of this stuff, girl.
Oh, okay, I know. All right, so now I
Because
know
I'm
half.
dying to find out now.
This gonna be funny. That's what I'll say. Okay, now
Woo-wee.
I know I just talked about my opinions and I ain't talk about my week, but I'm gonna talk about my week in a second. Anyway, so first,
That was
third.
her week.
Oh no, that wasn't even my whole week. I got you. Yeah. No. So one, welcome to Godly Spiritual Ladies. We do this all the time. I'm one of your co-hosts, Gwendolyn. That's Sheila. And we get on here and talk about whatever the heck we want, pretty much. And we do a cold opening, as you just saw. And yeah, because it's just whatever is on our heart and mind at the current moment. And that's what happened. Now, we have loose segments that we actually do try to get to most of the time. And then we talk about our spirituality. So that's the show. Now, anyway, back to what I was saying. Because I had to get that in there so they understand. Okay. Now, like I said, whatever is on our hearts and minds, because that was there. When I say I was not thinking about that, but I was thinking about that and going like, because I haven't had a chance to talk to you about all that craziness, and it's just like for real though, that actually happened.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yeah, that's like when January 6th happened. We were like,
Did that actually happen? Did people actually do that shenanigans? Really?
yes, and I'm like,
Americans? Really?
and I'm
Mm.
like, crazy white people, like really, really crazy white people, because
Please don't think that we have an issue with white folks. Please,
no, no,
we
no,
love
no,
y'all.
no, 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 no,
Some
no.
of you, anyway. Mm.
Like I said, the people with common sense and choose to use it, not the white folks that said, I'm gonna go. to the Capitol and break stuff for no reason,
Oh, they had a reason. It just didn't make sense to the rest of the
no
nation.
real reason.
Right. To the rest of the nation, it did not make sense.
Hmm. Yeah, so because you wanted to be that racist that you're gonna do a
Or
coup.
that determine. I mean, I also have to look at it from a two parts because some of them might not have consciously thought this was racism. Because honestly, I had to believe that because some people are so far into their own mindset. Because I know I'm guilty of that sometimes, where I
Okay, that
only
I'll
stay
agree with
stay
you.
into my own lane. I only can say what I know from my own lane. And so you have a lot of these people that have never really understood what diversity is because they don't live in diversity, the same type of diversity that we talk about. When they say
That,
diversity, it's between
mm-mm.
pork rinds or chicken or farmer versus salesperson. That's their diversity.
That
Some
is,
some
yeah,
folks,
that is true.
you know what I mean?
That is true because they're from the, as they say, the inland states
Hmm.
are landlocked into their own little world.
Yeah,
They don't come out of that bubble. But
and
for
it's the same for
people,
us. It's like we
right,
don't
people
see the
from the
same thing.
coast, no, I'm saying people from the coast, because we get island traffic and other stuff, we get to see a bit more.
Yeah, and I think the beauty of being East Coasters ourselves is like where I live, right? Great state of Maryland. How we have serious diversity, not just uh race wise or ethnicity wise, but we go from farm country to wine country in the same state. We we
Oh no, but you got to remember, I'm in New York.
right, same
Upstate,
thing.
upstate to the city is completely different.
Complete.
That is farm country up there. Mostly orchards and wine and stuff. But no, they got yeah, it's different.
Yeah, we got cows, we got
Hmm.
bears, lions, all that
Oh yeah,
loveliness.
we ain't got the cows, but we got the other stuff.
No, we got cows. No, New York
No,
has cows.
oh
They
yeah,
got
that's
cows. They,
true. But that's
they
more
got cow
upstate.
farms.
Look, look,
Exactly. And
I'm so used.
vegetables.
Oh, we got. Oh, that's why I said we got farms. We got farms.
Yeah, so
Lot of
it's not
stuff.
just and horses. We've got equestrian, we've got horses, we've
Oh,
got
see,
all
we
that
got
stuff there.
horses in the city too, so we got horses
Yeah.
everywhere.
So it's just like I think there's just a big difference of we've got a good hodgepodge of
Mhm.
different types of diversity when there is like what I call a singular diversity is different. And I think the mindset for some people because of it is different because they don't know no better.
Mm-mm.
And sometimes we wouldn't know. Like you put me on a farm, it's most likely my blackness and my West Indian blackness out at that that will be like I'll survive. I'll hate it for a good 30 days, but I'll get used to it if I was stuck with that.
Yeah,
Um,
that I would say about the same thing. I'd be like, I am a city girl, but I will get used to this because I have to.
right. If it was a requirement, I'd be like, all right, fine. I'm up at the
Mhm.
crack of 5 anyway. I'll actually have to get off the bed though.
Mhm. Right. No, I
Get to work.
understand it because I've had that conversation with people who live in Brooklyn who have never left Brooklyn. They stayed in their bubble. Like Flatbush, you have so many people that stay in this little teeny bubble and never
Hmm.
go out. And I mean, not even into Brooklyn to certain parts. They ain't
Hmm.
never been to the
Brooklyn's
city,
big.
and Brooklyn's big. They ain't never been to the beach, and Brooklyn got a couple of them. You just
People
have
don't
to
know
hop
that.
on the subway. People
Yeah.
don't know that, so it's like, yeah,
Unless you live in that area, you know what I mean?
exactly. So that I understand. Your point, I do get it, but
I still think it was still insane, but it's just like
oh no, it was completely insane. We're
we
not,
got the
we're not.
internet people. Use it.
That you mentioned it. That's funny. I literally had that conversation with a student the other day, which it was funny because she was like, we were literally talking about this, like, they were talking about some reality TV shows, like, why are your middle schoolers watching this show? It's horrible. And this is like, yes, they're glad they grew up in like the early 2000s when the internet wasn't that big. And that's like, oh, I'm so glad I grew up in the 1900s, as children say, when it didn't exist and we got away with more stuff. because now you get clocked every 5 seconds. Mhm.
Everybody know your business.
Oh yes, because we got into talking. And it's like, yeah, stuff that we did or had back then would not fly today. You know what we were talking about? You remember that Girls Gone Wild? Because we were talking about Girls Gone Wild and the Freaknik documentary. Everybody was freaking out about the Freaknik documentary because they didn't want to see their face on there because they got this nice polished image because it wasn't supposed to come out. But people are like, what do you mean you're doing a what to a who? And I did what when I was a teenager? Or in my early 20s? Oh,
That was me? You sure?
oh,
Oh,
ooh,
maybe that was me. Hmm.
yes,
You're like, well, what had happened was,
it was. That's what we were talking about. And we were sitting there laughing. I was like, mm-hmm. So it's so much has changed, but people are forcing it to try to stay the same and go backwards at the same time because they're so afraid of the change that is happening. So it's like it's interesting times if you like pay attention to it. So anyway, we're gonna move on from the craziness. So we're gonna talk about my week. Now that was part of my week because that was the end of it. Going, what the f wrong with these people? Now the beginning of my week. So this will come out next year. But when the time of we're filming this is right after Thanksgiving. That's why we're talking about this stuff. So what happened is I was on vacation and spent my Thanksgiving in the hospital. So I had a stomach virus. When I say it was bad because I was actually the patient. It is funny because I have not been in the hospital in over 10 years. I could say at least 10 years because the reason I can say that is because my husband literally said, I have never seen you in the hospital. And we've been married 10 years. I was like, what do you mean you never? Yes, I. And then I went, and but, and then, no, I've been sick, but not in the hospital. So this was bad. So I go there and they can't draw the blood. First, they can't find my vein because it's so thin and stuff like that. And even my good vein, you know how you got that one good vein that you can always draw from? I was like, yeah, that was dry. I was so dehydrated, nothing was coming. It's like that's how bad it was coming out once they find because they had to use a sonogram machine to find the vein. And then, oh, that I got stuck 4 times and it was bad. And then the nurse tried twice, then the doctor tried twice, and I'm like, no. One part screaming in pain. So she said, I'm gonna go get somebody. So they had to go get a third person and use the sonogram to find the vein. Then they had to rehydrate me to get the blood to come out.
mm-mm.
And like I said, it was bad. But I was sick and I got better. And I finally went to work like the other day. So it's like, yeah. Now, find out hilarious. So this is going into my stats and my health stuff. So that's why I said I would talk about going in that, right? So I get to work on first day back, and first thing this my coworkers yell at me, not in a bad way. They're like, "No, throw all your clothes away. They're too big." So basically, Sheila, what happened is I've turned into you that have the clothes, not buying them on purpose to hide in the clothes. But when I say, even I looked in the mirror and said, like, oh, yeah, this but it's winter, it's cold, and I don't care. So I'm like oversized sweaters and stuff. I'm like, no, until next year, I'm not buying new clothes. No. So I was like, yeah, it was like that was the funny part. So now, what made me pissed off about getting sick? One, I'm hard headed. We have established this. We've discussed this on this program many times. Sheila and I have had arguments about this. Now, mind you, as we said, Sheila, I say arguments. They're just really discussions. They're not really like we're actually fighting or mad at each other. It's just an argument because I'm like, if the reason I say that they're arguments because
I disagree.
the way we talk to each other and semi yell at each other, people on the outside think we fighting for no reason. I'm like, and we look at each other like, we're not fighting. That's normal. We love each other. This is fine. So that's why I say argument. So I'm like, whatever. So the reason why I got mad is because first. So I started to get sick on Wednesday. Thursday, I went to the hospital. Why was I at my general doctor, my PCP, on Monday? And I was perfectly fine. Monday, went to the doctor. Fine. Tuesday, went for some scans and tests after the doctor because they wasn't there the same day. Wednesday, got sick. That does not make any sense. Oh, actually, let me bring it back again. Cause Sunday, same week, Sunday, I was at my heart doctor. Then Monday, I went to my regular doctor. Then Tuesday, I had the scans and the test done. Wednesday, I was sick. This is bullshit. That just
It's
pissed
just
me
your
off.
body.
I know that that's not the point. That just made me mad. I was like, I was just at the doctor.
If only our body would just do what we ask it to do.
Exactly. So I get sick. So then I'm like, but it was the whole time was funny because I am not used to being that sick. I am used to be the one in charge when people are sick. I'm doing the things and stuff like that. The EMTs had me laughing, right? Because I'm like, okay, I'm trying to give information and do stuff, and I'm like, I kept apologizing. They say, stop saying sorry. I said, usually I'm the one in charge and try to give the stuff and stuff. It's like your husband's in charge now. Be quiet. Let him do stuff. I was like, I'm sorry. I'm like, I'm letting him do stuff, and I'm like, I'm
Hard for
sitting.
people who are normally in charge to give up the reins.
So I'm sitting there, and I'm like, oh, I'm really bad patient because I don't know how to do this, and I'm like, just let me tell. And I'm half asleep like this and try to talk and not throw up at the same time. So it was hilariously bad to me. I don't know how to do that. But good news, all that is I'm better now and I'm good. So now here is the good news. Well, one, I didn't gain any weight. I'm still around 235, right? So this is good. I realized in a year I have lost 50 pounds over this last year because I was at 280 last year. I was like, okay. Now, here is a beautiful thing. Like I said, went to doctor, got test done. So guess what my A1C is? 7.5. Bitch. Two things. One, I don't remember the last time I was a 7.5. And the
Neither do
last
I.
thank you. And the last time that I got my A1C done in August, it was 13.
I know. It's always been 2 digits. So yay.
So bad. When I say a sister is happy that my clothes don't fit, that I literally have to buy new clothes because they're falling off me. I've lost 50 pounds in a year.
Mhm.
My A1C is down to 7.5. I could tell my
Mhm.
doctor, go shove it.
Mhm.
I'm not going to do that, but I'm going to be happy and gloat a little bit. So I'm like, oh my God. And here is the kicker. I am literally talking termination with my therapist in a good way. That now she's telling me that I'm ready. I feel that I'm ready to leave therapy for a while and do this on my own. So it's been the reason why I'm taking longer with my stats is also
Upward
that
mobility.
also it was the anniversary of my dad's death too because his birthday is right before Thanksgiving and he died 4 days after his birthday. So what I was going to do, I couldn't do because I was going to have a drink and I couldn't hold nothing down, so I ain't drink jack. I repotted his snake plant, which made me happy because I'm planning to keep that plant alive as long as I can. And then I was sick on his death day, so I didn't do much. But I know both my parents would be so proud of me all this time of the things I've done after them, you know? And I'm just like more stable, happier, closer to God because I'm like, yeah, and just better. So it's been a very hard year, but a very good year at the same time. And those are my stats. So see if you got anything. I know that was a big long story, but I'm like,
My weight's the same. Well, actually, no, that's a lie. I was at 214 and now I'm 215. Well, dang it. I
but
gained a pound. Big deal. Uh,
okay, you're below 220 though.
yes. Yes, I've been
That
staying steadily under that. Yay!
right. That's the whole thing. Because remember, you were afraid that you were at that plateau and you couldn't break down through it.
Yes, it was hard. But again, it's the whole mental thought process. Yeah, ha, ha.
Hmm.
Um, sugar's fine. High blood pressure's fine. Um, pretty much it. January, I have made the decision to start early, um, with everything, meaning full checks again, to start the year fresh. So, annual visit, physician,
Hmm.
booby checkup, finally, dental checkup, vision, ear, blood, all that jazz. Book a month of January to do all this craziness in. Um, just because I want to make sure I also have my flexible spending money. Because I know me. If I don't do these early, I ain't going to have the money for it later in the year. So it's just important for me next year, 2025, to start everything off fresh and early to get all
Hmm.
that stuff checked out to see, mentally am I in the right spot.
Right.
And then the second month is when I do my financial checkups. Um, that's when I'm going to do my financial checks with the advisors and stuff like that. So, and then still stay in school and do what I got to do. So, and work.
Okay.
So that's it.
Hmm. So basically, yeah, that's pretty much what's going on. So this is good.
Right?
Like I said, okay. So now, okay, this is going to be the interesting. We're gonna read this Quran and see
Yes.
what the F it says.
Yes, we are.
Now,
But I'm going to do it slightly different this time around because I actually have some commentaries I want to read that I found. Um, that I haven't read yet either. So, but I wanted to read some of the verses and then do some commentaries that I found, um, to see how that collates and see if it's a good fit. So,
okay,
but first, of course,
that's.
I want to pray.
Oh no, no, I was just about to say that is the normal thing and stuff. Hmm. So go for it.
All right, Creator, we come before your throne, higher than high, higher than high. We are so grateful, as always, to have this opportunity to come before you. As you sit on your dais, dear Creator, the one above all things, the one who has planned everything to this purpose based on the choices that we make. We are grateful to have this opportunity to read, to understand, to see a different point of view from the lens of what we've been taught and what we actually believe. We want to know knowledge because you allow us to know, because we wouldn't be doing anything if it wasn't led by you. And that's the most important piece, that we are obedient because we want to use the common sense that you have given us, right? We want to excel in what you want us to do because we have no idea where you're going to take this knowledge from us that we're learning, where we're going to take that and where you're going to have us use that. But we know we do things to honor you most of all. We are grateful for the Holy Spirit that you allow to guide your children, your other creations. And we also are grateful for the sacrificial lamb that you had created through destiny, through time and space, through the people that you had that worked and worshiped for you to create your creation, your greatest, one of your greatest creations. Because I will not denounce that you don't have others, because I know that you do for what you have shown. but one of your greatest creations, the waymaker, the miracle worker, that Mashiach Mashiach. We thank you for the blood that was spilled to confirm your prophecies that you allowed your other children to provide. So as we read today, what we learn today, let us be open to understand that you are going to lead us to use this some way, somehow. We can't wait. Thank you again, our dear God. In the name of your Son, your begotten child, and your creation, Jesus, Yeshua. Amen.
Amen.
Okay, so we starting with Surah 2, 158,
You got to
going
stand,
to
boy.
188. Yay?
Yay. No, sorry. I had an interruption by a puppy.
Oh, one of them because she got two. Now,
Yeah. Yeah. I got to do
that's a
two.
whole other story. But so we're starting out. So it says, indeed, the hills of Sarfa and Mara are among the symbols of God. So whoever makes the major or minor pilgrimage to the sacred house, let them walk between the two hills, and whoever does good willingly, God is truly appreciative because God is all knowing. Those who hide the clear proofs and the guidance that has been revealed after it has been made clear for humanity in the book will be condemned by God. And all those who are condemned, as for those who repent, mind their ways, let the truth be known. They are the ones to whom I will turn in forgiveness, for I am the acceptor of repentance, most merciful. She got her hand up. You already connected a dot. Keep going.
Those who use wisdom and discernment, I got you. The other people, no. Then we just talk about them.
Yes,
Okay.
honey. Yes, honey. So I'm glad she stopped and paused because
I'm sorry. I was, I,
I know you're
here's
right.
the funny thing. I was trying not to say nothing this time and just listen and do
That's
the
not gonna
active
work.
listening. And then I
That ain't gonna
started
work.
laughing. I was trying, but it was right
You
there. We
did.
just said that.
You
And we've
did.
been
You did.
saying that. Okay, go
You
ahead.
did. So
Hmm.
so it says here, one of the commentaries says for for when I did the one verse 158.
Hmm.
The commentary is that Sofer and Mara are the two hills in Mecca where Hagar, y'all, those who are Christians and those who read the Bible or those who are Jewish should know who the heck Hagar is. Well, the
Hmm.
Hagar we're talking about. Search for water for her son Ishmael. This act became a ritual in the Hajj or Ummah pilgrimage. So this is something that those who follow Islam do. It emphasizes God's recognition of struggle and sacrifice for faith. The ritual commemorates, Hagar's faith and her perseverance. This is important because again, be real with yourself. Be real with
Hmm.
who you believe in and keep it going. Then, I need to finish two more lines before I can read the other commentary.
Okay. Well, go
All right,
ahead.
so
Go ahead. Go ahead.
let me do that.
I wish this green screen would stop doing that.
161. Surely those who believe and die as disbelieve, surely those who disbelieve and die as disbelievers are condemned by God, the angels, and all of humanity. They will be in hell forever. Their punishment will not be lightened, nor will they be delayed from it. You're going to get what you're going to get. 163. And stop when you got something to say. Your God,
I am. I am.
your God is only one God. There is no God worthy of worship except Him, the most compassionate, most merciful. Indeed, in the creation of the heavens and the earth, the alteration of the day and the night, the ships that will sail the sea for the benefit of humanity, the rain sent down by God from the skies, reviving the earth after its death, the scattering of all kinds of creatures throughout, the shifting of the winds, and the clouds drifting between the heaven and the earth. In all of this are surely signs for people to understand. Still, there are some who take others as God's equal. They love them as they should love God. But the true believers love God even more. If only the wrongdoers could see the horrible punishment awaiting them, they would certainly realize that all power belongs to God and that God is indeed severe in punishment. Go.
I am trying not to make this correlation, but I'm going to. That's some of the MAGA people to swear that the orange crayon is God's gift to everything, that he know everything and he believe everything and he bigger than everybody. I am not trying to say you are stupid, but you are stupid. And it said it right there. We were talking about them other people today. The
Mm-hmm.
whole conversation about the world burning and the other people.
Mm-hmm.
It right there, he talk about it. It's like, stop being stupid. Because I'm gonna look at you like you stupid and treat you like you stupid. And you
Mm-hmm.
gonna burn. And the other people that choose to use the common sense that I gave them, which means I said wisdom and discernment, which I always say you need the wisdom, but you need the discernment to understand the wisdom and choose to use it. I got you. Okay, continue. I'm sorry. I'm trying. I really am trying not to say
Your
that. I,
commentary makes sense. So keep going.
I
Your
know, I
commentary makes
understand.
sense.
But you understand why I'm trying not to. I am trying to do this and not talk too much. I'm literally looking at Shein and it's not working.
Understood. What did it say here for the other part of that commentary
Yeah, go
piece? It
ahead. Yeah.
says, for like 159 to 160, refers to people in the early scriptures, the
Mm.
Jews and the Christians, who hid the misrepresentation of God's message. Then it said from 161 to 162 how it highlights the severity of deliberate rejection after the truth has been made very clear. You should know who you if you know that the sky is one color, who made it because it wasn't you. It tore at you.
See that commentary goes back to that correlation of how we say we're dealing with the mental illness because of the people in the past that misconstrued and misthink because it wasn't what they wanted.
Exactly. Exactly.
Not
Um,
what it is, wasn't what they wanted.
I
There you
can't read
go.
this one yet until I hit
Oh,
167. All right. Well,
go
let me
ahead,
let
go
me
ahead, go ahead.
get to this
Hmm.
one. So 166. Consider the day when those who misled others will
Hmm.
disown their followers.
Hmm.
We already seen that. When
When
they
they will
face the
turn
torment,
tail and run.
girl, when they face the torment and the
Mm.
bonds that unified them will be cut off. 167.
Mhm.
The misled followers will cry. If only we could have a second chance. we would disown them as they disowned us.
That
And
is the
so
apology
God,
to no,
girl,
that is the apology tour that they go on after they done messed up with something.
and so God will make them remorseful for their deed, and they will never be able to leave the fire. Now, here's my thing. What I thought of when I was reading that right now is all those people who in the Gmail, not Gmail, in the Google searches or the whatnot, they kept saying, "Can I redo my vote?" I was like, "Stop."
Mhm.
Um, what according to the commentary it says from 163 to 167 where I stopped. It
Mhm.
says that the theme here is the unity of God, the signs of his existence, and the frailty of associating partners with him. God is God. We already know this. The Bible says this. God is God. Um, the reflection is that it encourages oneness, one God, contemplating of nature as evidence, using that part of nature as evidence of God's oneness. Because God is God. Stop trying to make other people look like God. Even Christ
Mhm.
done told you, my father. He didn't say my brother, my twin, none of that.
He
Uh,
didn't, and he never said me.
nope, not a one. Not a one. So I'm going to need y'all to stop that.
Mhm.
168. Oh, humanity, eat from what is lawful and good on the earth. Do not follow Satan's footsteps. He is truly, truly your sworn enemy. He only incites you to commit evil and indecency, to claim against God what you do not know.
Mhm.
When it is said to them, follow what God has revealed, they reply, no, we only follow what we found our forefathers practicing. Would
Didn't I
they
just say
still
that?
do, girl, would they still do so even if their forefathers had absolutely no understanding or guidance?
Didn't I just say that?
Yes, ma'am. Understanding people are going back for tradition when things are traditionally not happening. I remember what you said, girl. I said, I
Mhm.
heard you. I heard you.
Thank you.
Repeat what we said,
Mhm.
people, before. Things that we be
Mhm.
talking about already going to be in whatever the hell we're going to be reading.
Mhm.
Hello.
Right there. Right there. Right there. Right
Shh.
there. Mhm.
Girl, 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 girl,
I
girl,
said it. I
girl.
said that. I said that.
She did. She did. 171. The example of the disbelievers not responding to the messenger's warning is like a flock not comprehending the calls and cries of the shepherd. They are willfully deaf, dumb, and blind, so they have no understanding. Oh, believers.
I said that about the MAGA
Yes, you
people.
did. Yes, you
I,
did,
I, I
girl.
tried. I literally said I tried
You did.
not to say that, but
I
it
know,
is the blind leading the blind,
girl,
listening to the devil.
girl. But it's like I'm gonna pause myself. It's
Mhm.
like it's like for anyone spiritually. When
Mhm.
you know you've heard some or you felt something and you purposely are not trying to investigate or ask God to show you more, to teach you
Mhm.
better, to let God lead you to where you should be going. Oh, I need to stay in this particular prayer book, or I need to only read this translation, or I only need to
Or
go to
going,
this particular church.
or going back to what we said in the beginning. Oh, I need to stay in this job because I'm comfortable.
Complacency, people.
Complacency.
Come on
And we
now.
said God wants you to be better just because you can be better. We are not perfect because we are not Jesus. Jesus is the only one that's perfect. So
Only one created
we
to be
can
that.
always be better and strive to be better. But you want to stay in complacency. And that's why the world is on fire
Hello?
now. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, believers, 172. Oh, believers, eat from the good things that you have been provided to you and give thanks to God. if you truly worship him alone. He has only forbidden you to eat Syrian blood swine, in other words, pigs, uh,
Mhm.
and what is slaughtered in the name of any other god but God. But if someone is compelled by necessity, neither driven by desire nor exceeding immediate need, they will not be sinful. In other words, if you did something that you didn't really know that you were doing, surely God is all forgiving and most merciful. Because that happens where some people end up eating something and thinking that it's not one
Mhm.
thing and then find out, oh, it is what you know, shouldn't have eaten.
Right.
My bad, Lord forgive me. But you didn't do it on purpose.
Exactly.
In other words, like if you did something that you didn't mean to do, but you didn't realize you were doing it, it's really not your
Exactly.
fault.
Mhm.
174. Indeed, those who hide God's revelations, trading them for a fleeting grain or gain custom or consume nothing but fire in their bellies. That's all they're going to get. God will neither speak to them on the day of judgment,
Uh oh. Oh, we have a pause here. I'm sorry, people. We're having technical difficulties, and I don't know what's going on. Sheila. Oh dear. Okay, so we're going to take a quick break and figure out what's going on. Okay,
Surah.
so the recording is assumed. Okay, so basically, it is y'all don't notice because that was like a probably a 2 second pause for y'all, but we are having technical difficulties because the internet decided to say I'm out, and we're like, say what now?
Yeah.
Okay,
So we might
so
we
that
might come back a bit on a
right,
verse or two. So
yeah, so that's why I was saying that. Thank you, because I was gonna say if it sounds like we're repeating ourselves, this is why. But we're gonna go back into the flow and keep going. So she gonna
so
start.
we're restarting now at 174, chapter
Mm-hmm.
2, or Surah 2. Indeed, those who hide God's revelation, trading them for a fleeting grain, consume nothing but fire in their belly. God will neither speak to them on the day of judgment, nor will he purify them, and they will suffer a painful punishment. They are the ones who trade guidance for misguidance, forgiveness for punishment. How persistent are they in the pursuit of fire? That is because God has revealed the book of truth in truth. And surely those who differ regarding it are totally engrossed in opposition. Righteousness is not turning your face toward the east or the west. Rather, the righteous are those who believe in God, the last day, the angels, the books, and the prophets who gave charity out of their cherished wealth to relatives and orphans and the poor, needy, travelers, beggars, and for freeing captives, who establish prayer, pay tax, and keep the pledge they make, and who are patient in times of suffering, adversity, and in the heat of battle. It is they who are true in faith, and it is they who are mindful of God. What you guys say?
Not what you wear, look, dress, or be like. Not what your hair is, not what hat you wear, not what clothing you wear, not wearing the right shoe, not being in the right neighborhood, not acting away. It is not about the outside surface. It is not about the surface area. It's about deep down in your heart what you really feel. That is what they said. Mm. Next. I'm sorry, I was trying not to. I was like, do you
Girl, I
mean
don't
I
know
could
why.
wear? No, no, I'm just saying, you understand, I've been trying.
Yes, I
I've been
do. I
trying
do.
because I'm trying not to have a blow up every time we do this, but it's just happening. It's I trying not to because in my psyche, I know I seem crazy. Just because this is the way my anxiety works, that's how it is. But I know I'm right in what I am saying. So you mean to tell me
Mm,
that I could
mm,
go to church with locks, these
mm,
things in my
mhm,
head uncovered,
mhm,
in pants. I didn't even say
mhm,
jeans, I said pants. And I
mhm,
still be okay?
mhm,
You you
mhm.
wonder. I wonder because they always say I was wrong. But not in one, but two different books talking about the same damn thing.
Mm,
Mm, mm.
mm.
Continue. So I just,
178.
mm-hmm,
Oh, believers, the law of retaliation is set for you in case of murder. A free man for a free man, a slave for a slave, and a female for a female. But if the offender is pardoned by the victim's guardian, then blood money should be decided fairly. Payment should be made cautiously. This is a concession and a mercy from your God. But whoever transgresses after that will suffer a painful punishment. Now, keep in mind, people, this is a different time that these words are written in. But the premise is an eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. You know the story. You know the scripture. Okay.
right now.
What you
But
get,
for
what you
that
give
to
is what
be
you get.
right, what with that being said, Jesus
Mm-hmm.
himself said, "He without sin cast the first stone." So really remember that part.
Mm, 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 mm. There is a security of life for you in the law of retaliation. Oh, people of reason. We say this often. Oh, people of reason. So that you may become mindful of God.
Mhm.
Oh, people of reason, be mindful of God. Woo, if you need someone to really do some attacking, if you really see someone to do that retaliation, please be mindful that you serve a God who can do it for you. But
Pretty
anyway,
much what she no, pretty much what she is saying is, yes, you can be angry, but God has righteous anger. Stop. Let him fulfill his righteous anger, not your pitiful one.
hello. 180. She got me. It is prescribed that when death approaches any of you, because we were born and we will die,
Hmm.
if they leave something of value, a will should be made in favor of parents and immediate family with fairness. This is an obligation on those who are mindful of God. Now, this is like them trying to tell you what you should possibly do, before you pass
Hmm.
away, and why you would want to give it to your family first, but specifically your parents first, and
Hmm.
then other people.
Hmm.
181. But whoever changes the will after hearing it, the blame will only be on those who made the change. Indeed, God is all hearing and all knowing. Oh, people who have problems are fighting over wills.
I was thinking the same thing. People who contest the will, who say this, that I ain't get enough money, I ain't get this. Were you there in their life? No. Did you care about them? Yes, I cared. Oh, wait a minute. Did you care about them besides front facing? Did you actually care about them and do stuff? No. When was the last time you seen them? Oh, about 10 years ago. So they don't know you.
Not
Please
even
go
that. Not even that. You could have been there and been the caretaker. You could have been the one wiping my behind. Sorry to be so
Mhm.
crude, but you could have been the one wiping my behind. Whatever I decide to give to someone else other than you was a decision I made based on what I thought you needed. If I didn't
Exactly.
think you needed that money because you gonna do right by yourself, then I'm not gonna give it to you. If I didn't think
Mhm.
you needed that house or those shoes or those materials because I didn't think you needed them at the
Mhm.
time I was writing my will, that's why I did it.
Mhm.
Get over it. Be happy with what I do leave you, or be happy
Mm.
with the fact that you knew me.
But the problem is that sense of entitlement.
Yes.
I am entitled to these things because I did this. Mind you, I got it back to scripture again. When
Mm-hmm.
Jesus died on the cross, he fulfilled the law. So stop being legalistic.
Mm-hmm. Simple.
Hmm.
182. Whosoever suspects an error or an injustice in the will brings about a fair settlement among the parties will not be sinful. Because if I figure out that you're the one who actually corrupted such and such to write something, something that shouldn't have been there, best to believe
That's fair.
I'm gonna make sure to bring that up.
You corrupted and cheated the system. We gonna make it fair.
Heck yeah.
If you just
Surely
want more
God,
money, that's your fault.
right? Surely God is all forgiving and most merciful, especially when someone has children, young children, knowing
Hmm.
full well they would have left certain amount of money for someone. And if I had known the person that told me that's what they were planning on doing, and then all of a sudden I hear something different, like, wait a minute, that's not what they said. Uh-uh. Why would they not leave their kids anything? Especially their young children? Don't play that. 183. All believers. Hey, y'all. Fasting is prescribed for you as it was for those before you. So perhaps you should be a little bit more, become more mindful of God when it comes to fasting. You see, fast a prescribed number of days, but whoever of you is ill or on a journey, then let them fast an equal number of days after Ramadan. For those who can only fast for an extreme difficulty with an extreme difficulty, compensation can be made by feeding a needy person for every day not fast. Because if I'm not supposed to eat, but they're not eating because they have no money to eat or ways to eat, well, how
Hmm.
about me give them the food because they need it more than I do. But whoever volunteers to give more, it is better for them. And to fast is better for you, if only you knew. Ramadan is in the month in which the Quran was revealed as a guide for humanity, with clear proofs of guidance and the decisive authority. So whoever is present this month, let them fast. But whoever is ill or on a journey, let them fast an equal number of days after the Ramadan. Because God intends ease for you, not hardship. So that you may complete the prescribed period and proclaim the greatness of God for guiding you, and perhaps you will be grateful. When my servants ask you, O prophet, about me, I am truly near. I respond in one's prayer when they call upon me. So let them respond with obedience to me and believe in me. Perhaps they will be guided to the right way. Now, this was supposed to be God talking to the people in through the scripture.
Hmm.
It has been made permissible for you to be intimate with your wife during the nights preceding the fast. So y'all can get a little bump and grind, right? Right. Your spouses are a garment for you as you are for them, right? Because if she don't want it, don't be looking for it. And if he don't want it, don't be asking for it. See, God knows that you are deceiving yourselves, okay? Right? If they don't want it, don't be trying. So he has accepted your repentance and pardon you. So now you may be intimate with them and seek that God has prescribed for you. You may eat and drink until you see the light of dawn, breaking the darkness of the night. Then complete the fast until nightfall. Do not be intimate with your spouse while you are meditating in the mosques. That'd be kind of nasty though, trying to do that in a spiritual setting. That's not right. I don't know why people would try to do that. These
Okay,
are the limits.
so I'm like, I've heard too many stories about people in the pews.
Oh, these are the limits set by God. Do not exceed them. Yeah, please don't. This is how God makes his revelations clear to people so they become mindful to him. And then the last verse for this segment, 188. Do not consume one another's wealth unjustly, nor deliberately bribe authorities in order to devour a portion of others' property, knowing that it is a sin. I'm done. Catch y'all later on 189. How?
That's because we are running long and we have basically talked through everything and it reiterated everything that we said earlier again because I was like, yeah, it's like don't use
Did
your
her
money for
face
that.
just pause or for a freeze?
Oh, you're frozen
Please
again.
don't freeze.
No, you're frozen. I can hear you, but you're
Please
frozen.
don't freeze.
Can you hear
Did you?
me?
I hear you now. I was like, please
Okay.
don't freeze.
Oh no, you're frozen. Oh, you're unfrozen now. Okay. And because we're having technical difficulties. Thank y'all so much for listening to us and bearing through the craziness that this is. As I was saying is we have talked through this whole scripture, everything. And we have made our points on everything because everything we talked about was in the scripture. So in two separate books, reiterating everything that we have said. Let that sit with you. So this has been Godly Spiritual Ladies. I am one of your hosts, Gwendolyn. That is Sheila.
Ah,
And I will say we'll see you next time. Bye bye.
dude, that was a hiccup.